Anyway, hello, and
Hello.
Elizabeth, how are you feeling today?
Oh, I just said much better because I'm sitting in Brussels at the moment, but Austria is the same bad weather. At the moment, we have some sun, and this is the case in Austria too, but tomorrow it's going to rain in Austria again. I don't know about Brussels yet, but I'm fine.
Oh, you're
And
fine. That's the main thing. Okay.
yes, I'm fine. And I'm surrounded by a lot of multicultural societies in this area where we live. And there is music in the evening very often. So it's quite exciting.
Yeah, it's true.
Mhm.
There's a lot of music
Yeah, yeah.
this time of year, sometimes outside. But so, w- do you know everybody who's on?
Yeah, we've seen each other before and the last conversation, which happened at least 2 months ago. And yes, I know so
I don't.
far from the screen.
Okay,
Would be nice to meet you face to face, but of course it's
sure. Uh,
one
a-
day.
and Rita. Okay, hi Rita. I don't know if we've
Ah,
spoken
Rita
before,
wasn't. No, she didn't take part last time.
No,
That's true.
but
Mhm,
nice to see you.
mhm,
nice to
Okay,
see you too.
mhm.
So I'm from Lithuania.
okay.
Weather is the same kind.
Everywhere.
Now it's shining. Sun is shining. So
Mhm.
Well,
I'm
well,
not prepared for today. I just jumped very occasionally. Not prepared to. I haven't heard the music. But
okay.
I'm going to be. I'm going to follow to participate in all English lessons.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay. Fine. So let's go then. Elizabeth, are you ready to?
Well, I'm ready. I
Yes.
thought our topic today to speak about is music, and of course can be something else too, but the core is music. And as in Austria, we have a long music tradition. I thought it's important everywhere, and it's not only Austria, of course, in all over Europe and all over the world. So I prepared a few questions, and the only thing we do is we go through the questions and we just give our view on it, or comment, or personal experience. And of course, there are very compact questions, but nevertheless, I would like to start with the first one, like, what kind of music do you like? So I invite you to answer this question. What kind of music do you like? Mhm. I personally like all kinds of music. I like classical music, I like folk music, often folk music every now and
Je
then.
pense qu'elle a ses enfants, là, ça ira.
Just a minute.
I also like pop music, jazz music,
C'est le même truc que
free,
j'avais fait.
different
Autre.
music I like. There's somebody else who seems to join us. I don't know.
No, it's Monique. I'm going to write her a message to cut her sound
I see.
because someone just visited her and we could hear that. So I'm sorry. Okay.
No problem. Michelle, what about you? What about your
I
music?
like classic music also, and I like also jazz music, and I like also tango Argentine music
Oh,
because I danced before the pandemic Argentine tango. So
Oh.
I like it's different, but it is specific for tango Argentine music. So I
So,
like
yes.
really
So you-
any kind of music.
Any kind of music, yes. Well, tango is quite difficult to dance, isn't it?
Yeah, very difficult. Very
Yeah,
difficult.
yeah. Needs a lot of emotion and a lot of steps and a lot of
Yes,
coordination. The
Very
correct partner.
beautiful. Very beautiful.
Very beautiful. Yes. What about May? I don't know how to pronounce your first name. Is it
It's just May. It's
May?
spelled with an
Like the
I.
month of May. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I like most music. I wouldn't be too gone on chamber music or very heavy classical stuff, but I'm very fond of rock and roll.
Oh,
I did a lot of dancing with my husband. I still, well, when we get out again, we might go dancing again. I've been dancing with him since I was 17, and we're
Oh.
married 61 years. So I find it very difficult to dance with anyone else. I don't know whether Michelle knows this. I know every movement he's going to make. And we were once put out of a dance hall in a country village in Ireland for dancing too close by the parish priest.
really?
But that's all that stuff is gone now. But it was very funny. And we had to stand outside this dance hall till 2 o'clock in the morning till my brother-in-law came out because he was driving us home. We had no car. So, you know, I've had great experiences, and I like nice music. I would be very fond of musicals as well. I used to sing a long time ago in a musical society. So, and I was also in a group for older people, and we did the Hallelujah chorus and all that sort of stuff. So I would like music, and I like sitting down quietly and listening to it with nobody in the room with me. So that's what I like. Okay.
Okay. What about Diana?
Yeah, I discovered jazz when I was living in San Francisco, and that was a good opening. But I like all kinds of music, no problem. And sound is important, and chanting even, or the sound of a bell. All of these things reverberate. So,
yes, of course, San Francisco and New Orleans, or New Orleans, as Americans say, is also the center for this kind of music. Isn't it great? Yeah, and what about Rita? And
I like all the kind of music too. If it contains if it has in-house, then I do like it.
Yeah. Who in this group is a good singer? What about Michelle? Are you a good singer?
No, it's so full. I can't.
Everybody who can speak can sing.
No, I can't.
No?
I can't.
No, you can't. Okay. Well, I love singing, not only in the rain and not only under the shower, but also I like singing in the car. I think it's some kind of, it's refreshment, or you feel free. Of course, it depends where you sing, of course. But I just think it's important every now and then. What about May? Are you a singer?
Well, I used to be. I think my voice is gone now. But
as you said,
I would sing like you in the car, because I would listen to the radio. I when I was traveling a lot around Ireland, the radio was my constant companion, and I just turned it on to music stations. I didn't want to hear about politics or anything else like that. And I would sing, and I often stopped at traffic lights and I'm singing away, and I see people looking at me from other cars saying, is she a bit crazy or what? But I'd be singing away, hanging on the steering wheel. So my voice is not anything like it was. You know, it's I suppose lack of use, Elizabeth, in this pandemic as well. It's a lack of, you know, sort of mixing and singing with people. So anyway, I like to sing. I don't like people listening to me because I think they might run away. So
no, I think it's underestimation. I think singing is so important. It's some kind of freedom. It's like speaking in public. People are often embarrassed, but why not? And as you said, you were in a choir or in a musical Hallelujah group. So, well, what has happened to this group? Do they still exist, or are they going to reunite again?
Funny, somebody asked me that the other day. You see, we used to be funded by one of our county councils here, and we had a teacher as well, which the funding paid for. And then we went and gave concerts in different places here in Wicklow in Ireland and in Dublin. But I don't know whether it's going to start up. Now, there seems to be a lot of money floating around for funding at the moment. So it's a question of getting somebody to teach us again, because we had a wonderful director. Oh, she was fabulous. But I don't know where she is at the moment. I don't know where anybody is at the moment.
Oh.
So it would be very nice if we could get back together.
Very nice. Diana, are you a singer?
At the moment, I'm dealing with some urgent matters, but maybe if I sang them out like an opera with tragedy and problems, it would be helpful. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, of course, you can always sing as maybe it takes you away from problems and troubles or helps overcome.
I think so. I think so. It's great singing, really. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, or whistling or playing an instrument and a musical instrument. But we are going to come to this point anyhow. Can you concentrate on, well, Rita, I didn't ask you whether you are a singer. I'm sorry.
Okay, not only for myself.
Only for yourself. Okay. But you do every now and then. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question is, can you concentrate on other things when you are listening to music? When I speak for myself, I sometimes can't concentrate at all. Sometimes music annoys me. Sometimes I hate background music in supermarkets or in shopping centers. Sometimes I like it, depending on the music or on my mood. But for example, when I have to write something important or work on something which is important, I don't want any music. I just want to have silence around me. So what about you, Michelle?
I can't, it is possible for me to read a book and to listen to music, classic music, only classic music.
You can.
Yes, I can. And also, it is possible when I clean the house to hear classic music. It's possible because it encourages me to clean the house.
This gives energy. Yes. May would use rock music probably to clean the house.
Rock music.
Yeah, I probably would. And I frighten the dog sometimes when I'm singing with the rock bands. The dog is terrified. He goes flying out the door. But, you know, I like Michelle, I like music in the background when I'm cleaning the house as well. There's certain programs I would tune into that I know. Now, isn't it funny, being Irish, I absolutely hate Irish music.
No.
The squeaky stuff. You know, the squeaky stuff. I hate that because, you know, some of it's a bit overpowering. Now, my son-in-law plays the bodhrán, and that's a sort of a thing, and he plays the uilleann pipes.
Okay.
And when I used to visit them in Chicago, he would go to the basement to play the uilleann pipes because I hated the noise of it. But I like background music, and like Michelle, I could read a book and have music softly playing in the background. But I bought my husband, it's not a record player as such, it's a 2021 version of a record player, and it has the most beautiful sound from it. So he doesn't listen to it, I do. So I would come in here and close the door in the living room here and just listen to music very quietly and maybe have my book. Or I do a radio show every Tuesday. Now it's for older people. So I come in here and prepare my stuff for the show, and I would listen to music. And that's sort of switches me off, if you like, which is quite nice.
Do you use CDs then, or do you stream music?
No. Would you believe it takes long playing records, of which I have about 100 that I have from years and years ago, and have every time we moved house, they had to be packed carefully and brought with us. So I have all those very old-fashioned things, The Sound of Music, you know, all sorts of stuff like that from movies, if you like. I would have all that. He would play CD, but I like records. Very old-fashioned.
but they are available again. They are very much in fashion. If you go to Manchester, there's one street where there are only record shops, and you find them now in all big cities. So it's a kind of a new fashion. Yes.
There you go. So I'm very with it then.
Yes, you are
Okay.
up to date. Yes. So, what about Diana? Do you like background music, or can you concentrate when you have some music in the
Yeah,
room?
sure.
Yes.
Sometimes I like listening to soundtracks of films because it's usually very high quality, interesting types of music for emotions or for who knows what inspiration. Yeah, but yeah, I can listen to music and do other things. Sure.
Okay. Yes. And what about Rita?
Thank you.
I like silence more, but of course, any kinds of good music.
You can. Your microphone, can you turn it up? Or maybe the others hear you better than I do. Maybe you're a little bit silent.
I need probably.
Maybe you come closer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, now.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit better now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Who in this group can play a musical instrument? So what do you play and how long have you been playing? Is there anybody who can play a musical instrument?
No, I am sorry.
No? No? May, no? Rita, no?
Sorry.
No.
And Diana?
I used to play, but not very well. Guitar and accordion, but that was a long time ago when a group of us was we were learning how to play music, and but not anymore. No,
not anymore.
No.
Well, I learned to play the piano for 9 years, and I can play some guitar, and I still play the piano. So sometimes the guitar, but this is very basic. So I think it's lovely if you can play a music instrument, but of course not necessarily.
And to read music too.
Yes, of course you have to read.
That.
Yeah. Music. You have to be able to read the music. Yes. Who of you enjoys watching music videos or YouTube videos? No?
Like
Michelle, you don't? No. Do you prefer going to concerts or operas or musicals to see music, or do you sometimes watch music when you go somewhere? No, you only listen to it, Michelle.
Yes.
And May? You watch a lot?
No, I don't. Yeah, but we have a national concert hall here, which used to be our national university before it was moved out into further outside Dublin. And it was where I lived when I was a child. And I love going there. The whole, there's visiting artists and things like that. So you can be very selective as to what you want to watch or to go and see. And at Christmas time, there's always a fantastic concert there, and New Year's, and a bit like you in Austria with the thing you have on New Year's. But that's what I would like to do. And the last thing I went to see was Mamma Mia with my grandchildren. And that was last January, 12 months before all this lockdown thing happened. And I think my grandchildren were horrified. We were all up dancing in the aisles, and I think they think I'm a bit mad, We were up dancing and having great fun. So that was lovely. But that's the last memory I have before this blooming awful lockdown. So yeah, but it's lovely. I've been to see Neil Sedaka and Tom Jones, all those people that have come to our National Concert Hall, which is lovely. So that's what I like to do. But YouTube, no.
No.
None of
Well,
them. No.
when I was in London once, and there was an Elvis musical about Elvis' life, and so there was a group of American tourists probably, and in the middle of the performance, they just started to dance all over in the corridor everywhere. It was fun to watch because it's a musical, and just sit and watch is, of course, no way for some people. So
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. Well, it's great. Rita, but what about you in Slovenia?
I like live music.
Live music, like concerts or
Concerts.
festivals, as they're called for young people very often. Oh, great.
Mostly classic.
Also classic music. You should
Yeah.
come to the Salzburg Festival because it's going to take place again. Last year, they had special permission to have the performance with over every third seat sold. And I think they're doing the same again this summer. And Diana, before, first I want to listen to your opinion on watching videos or music online or live.
Yeah, I like watching videos online. And if there's music and dancing, it can be great. Sure.
So
But
thanks.
I don't want to get too much. I watch too much already, and I'm not getting enough of my work done. So anyway,
Well,
and you do you watch it every day or?
no, not every day, but I love music. And for example, I also watched the European Song Contest, which of course my age group would never watch, but I still enjoy it, and it's a lot of rubbish. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, it is. When I was young, I was in a band too, and maybe this is just one of these passions that I still have, watching bands on stages. And it is incredible what kind of taste Europe has, because of course there were millions watching it, and also what kind of music was sent to be performed to this European Song Contest. And furthermore, that it was possible with all this testing and so on to have such a huge audience present. What is your opinion? Do you think it was a good idea to have so many people at one place, tested or vaccinated or whatever, to watch such a performance, or do you think it shouldn't have taken place? I think it's great, but
Well, yeah, I suppose it is great, but you know, I hope there's no aftermath of it, that people, you know, would get COVID or whatever, because young people seem to be very careless about it. I mean, they're out here in Dublin on Saturday night, and it's really scary. Thank goodness I live quite away from it, but I thought the winners were awful. Sorry.
Yes, they
were so awful. The French song was absolutely lovely, and I thought that was going to win, but I couldn't believe it when I saw. And he was saying it was rock and roll. Well, it wasn't rock and roll.
No, it's not rock and roll, because it's always the same kind of melody. But this is Taste of Europe, because it was the telephone joker or the telephone opinion, only the jury. So let's try.
And the English got no votes, which I thought that was awful.
Oh wow. Because they're not really European anymore? Is that why?
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's brilliant. Thank you. If I said that now, I'd be very nationalistic. But that's true. They're not European. And I keep saying that about golf. I keep saying to my husband, they shouldn't be allowed playing these things. They're not Europeans.
And do you remember who won last year and what kind of music it was?
It was, I think it was a Dutch male singer, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, yeah.
Because therefore it was in Rotterdam. Well, of course, there was one Austrian years ago in the 60s, it was Udo Jürgens, who died recently.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he was a very gifted musician. Of course, ABBA were winners once with Waterloo. I think there were some who became famous and also were good musicians, but this year there were some good songs, definitely. But the German song, for example, and this stage show with this hand, which should always have shown peace, and then always the finger fell, and then it was the other sign. So it was so ridiculous. It was so, yeah, it was hilarious in a way if you don't take it seriously. Yeah, and that some shows also Iceland, this was so childish. So back to the 70s, but well.
But, you know, I think they've lost the plot in that it's all about the stage thing and, you know, the whole outfits and whatever, where it originally started about the music and the song. And I think that, you know, it would be lovely if it just went back to that.
Yeah, it is always also a sign of maybe the time we are going through. We had a second winner in Austrian, of course, Conchita Wurst, which is an
I remember
his real name, and this was, he's a good singer.
Good performer too.
But it was also the time of accepting different sexes, not only just the traditional kind of I don't know. So open-mindedness was also a topic at that time, helped him win probably. Fortunately, of course. So the European Song Contest, but it's always fun to watch if you don't take it seriously, too seriously anyhow. So what is one of your favorite songs? Of course, it's a difficult question because there are so many songs you probably love, or it can also be concert, or can also be a symphony or whatever. So, and where do you, so my additional questions are, of course, why do you like it? One of your favorite songs. So this is my question. Who would like to answer? Michelle. One of many favorite songs.
My favorite song is La Bohème.
Oh.
It's a song sung by Charles Aznavour. And I like it very much because my husband is a good singer.
Oh.
Yes, you know Diana, my
Bernard. Okay, Bernard.
And during his youth, he learned this song. And he's fond of his song, and he sings it very well. So when there is a wedding, people know that quality, and he has to sing this song. So I like it very much. But it is an old song. A song where I have, for it, I am found out.
Love him. Yes.
My reason.
So you listen to it anywhere you would, and it's just the history behind, because also your husband is such a good singer and can sing it.
It is a song very famous.
Yeah, of course.
And in France.
Yeah. Oh, I know it too. Yes. Great singer too. Thank you. What about Rita?
I don't have any international favorite songs, and it's very hard to say because it depends on your
mood.
On your mood.
So you have different songs which you like. Have you got a favorite band or composer? No. As we're now celebrating Beethoven this year, so not really.
It can be Beethoven, it can be ABBA, it can be Charles Aznavour.
Yeah, there are so many.
It's a lot of favorite singer, but I wouldn't say
Mhm.
I like. I'm a loving one.
More than one. Yes, thank you. And May, you have got, I'm sure, a lot of favorite singers or songs.
Well, the song I really like is Some Enchanted Evening from South Pacific. I really like that song. It has very happy memories for me, and I'm nearly crying sometimes when somebody gets up to sing it, and you know, it reminds me of other things. But now this is very bad. My really favorite song is Living Next Door to Alice. Sorry. If you know that song, Diane,
how does it go?
You know it, Elizabeth, do you?
I know.
It's really bad. And I have great memories of that, you know, getting up to dance and running around. And there's, you know, somebody says something in the middle of it, which is really bad. And I really enjoy the shocked looks on people's faces when they hear someone sing. So I love that song. But Some Enchanted Evening would be my favorite one. You see, I'm really very bad. I have a very bad sense of humor, and I find things like I love Living Next Door to Alice. You know, and my children say, "Oh my goodness, she's not at it again." I just love that. But there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Is it about the neighbor living next to Alice?
Sally called when she got the word, and she said, "I suppose you've heard about Alice." Is it that one?
Yeah.
I had to look it up because I don't know it. Okay.
But I know this. And what was the first one that you liked? I don't know that one.
Some Enchanted Evening. No?
I don't think
you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across the crowded room. It's from South Pacific. It's very, very nice. I can't remember who used to sing it. Was it Nat King Cole? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it too. He did it, sure. But do you remember who sang it in the film version?
In the film. I think he was a Frenchman.
I'll have to look it up. Okay.
Yeah, I can't. And I'm doing memory training, you know, and I can't remember. It's really bad. Dana will kill me.
I used to listen to all those musical comedies because we had them at home, and dance and house clean too. That's right. It's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there are so many good French singers also.
Yeah.
Here in Brussels, I went to the museum. It's a small museum, Jacques Brel, and it's about his life and songs and texts, because without understanding the texts, the music often is not understandable.
Yeah.
But he wrote a lot of his life.
En supprimant simplement ces 5 aliments qu'on mange tous les jours, dès demain matin, vous pourriez commencer à stopper les douleurs dans les genoux, dans les mains, dans les hanches, à retrouver une meilleure mobilité de toutes vos articulations, même dans la cervicale, et ne plus prendre les antidouleurs chimiques des Tracto. Imaginez une seconde comme ce serait merveilleux d'oublier tout ça, de retrouver les articulations que vous aviez à 40 ou 45 ans. Vous n'avez pas de problème articulaire.
Sorry, something came up while I was looking for who sang.
I remembered, Diane. I remembered. He was Italian. Rosanna Brazzi.
That's right.
Brazzi. Yes. Yeah. Rosanna would be very pleased with me. I remembered.
Yeah. Italian, so.
Good memory training, huh?
Oh yeah, good.
Is it good, the memory training that is offered?
It's very good. And the first day I did it, this is quite funny. I wrote a big shopping list. I was going shopping afterwards. And my husband said to me when we got to the supermarket, "Have you got the list?" I forgot it. I left it at home.
So could you memorize? Could you remember?
But it's very good. And I think Dana is very, very good at what she does. It's excellent, actually. And we did the 12 apostles that come out of the clock in Prague the last day.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah,
that was
okay.
very interesting. So now I have homework, so I have to remember what they did. Michelle, were you on it? I can't remember. Isn't that bad again? Here we go again. There was quite a lot of people there, and it's very good. It actually makes you think. So I have my homework to do now before the 11th of June. So
It's recorded, isn't it? So we could catch up maybe
oh yeah.
Yes, it's possible.
if we have time eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be great.
it's really very interesting.
Okay.
It is, yeah, and good for the brain.
Oh, yeah.
The bit I have left of mine. So bad. But
Yeah. Well, it's great. Maybe, yeah, a lot of people want to improve their brain, or especially as being becoming older. And it's amazing there are people who are 90 plus and remember names like nothing, and others are 60 plus and forget a lot. So this is just different people. I think it's in the genes too. It's training, but also somewhere given.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's true. So any other questions on my list? Where do you listen to music? And so you listen probably at home, while cleaning, while sitting in the car, going to concerts, or on YouTube at home. So where do you listen? Is there a special place or anywhere? Michelle, for example.
I listen to music at home and also at the concert. And I prefer to go to concert because the acoustics is a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I like to go to the Philharmonia in Paris.
Yeah.
Because the acoustics is excellent. When I come, because the price is very high at the concert. So sometimes I rent a place and I go to the Philharmonia.
Okay, lovely.
To listen violin in this place because it is excellent. Excellent.
Is it difficult to get tickets? And is it open already or possible?
Not very difficult but it is very expensive. The problem is that it's very expensive if you want, because you can hear everywhere. The room is very, the acoustics is good everywhere, and you can see everywhere also. And also for the concert, it's not very important to see the scene, but you can see it. But the price is exciting, very, very expensive.
Well, I know that in Austria there are only, I think they want to start concerts again in June. I know that Luxembourg has always had concerts, but with every third seat. And the Salzburg Festspiele are going to take place again. So fortunately, but until now, everything was stopped in Austria so far.
Some years ago, I went to Vienna. And I heard a concert at the music room, the small music room. It was very beautiful.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. But
there are so many concerts in Vienna. Vienna is really a capital of music in a way, because if you go to the Heurige is a place where you drink wine, cheap. It's not necessarily cheap wine concerning the quality, but the wine you can drink there is cheap. And then you get a Jause, which means you just order some bread and cheese and something. And then very often there is this kind of Heurigen music, which is accordion, violin, and then some songs, which, is a special kind of music. So we've got this music.
In the bus to go to the airport, you have music, Strauss music.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's great. So, Diana, where do you listen to music? Is it mainly at home or in front of the computer, or also when you're on the way? Like young people with the headphones walking to the...
No, I don't do that. No,
No.
not the headphones. And I really don't use much of my time only for listening to music at the moment, but when I was in college, we listened to music all the time. As soon as I walked in my apartment, I would turn on some kind of music. You know, it was great music in the 60s, and well, even before. My family always listened to music, you know. And now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't listen to music so much. I watch a lot of videos and films instead, but there's music a lot of times to interpret the stories. So
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I think it might be a good kind of meditation, or
Yeah.
you know, calming. And
yeah, I think also with gymnastics or in gymnasiums or
yeah,
doing body work, it's very good to have some music.
yeah,
It's just peaceful, quiet, or active rock and roll. So I think also it also helps move the body.
yeah.
And May, where do you listen and when?
I would listen here in my living room because that's where my bits and pieces are. So I would listen to that. But I was at a meeting the other week, well, a Zoom meeting, of course, as usual. But a musician, one of our leading musicians here in Ireland, came to give us a talk. And what I didn't know was going on was, you see, they've been out of work, if you like, all during this pandemic. But what they had done was they got together, and in various different parts of the country, they were going and playing in the gardens of nursing homes for the residents. And now it was quite expensive to get them. I think it was about €1,500, but at least they were doing this. And they said the residents of the nursing homes were so uplifted after it because they opened all the windows and these people were out on the lawns playing music. And I thought that was a lovely idea. And I brought it to my own group and said, could we do it? And of course, when I said €1,500, they nearly all had a fit. But I mean, it was just a very nice idea because music is very important. And especially for people that were locked up in these nursing homes who didn't see their relatives or their friends or whatever. And these guys, well, they brought all the instruments and there they were out and they showed us the videos. It was absolutely beautiful. So, you know, I thought that was a lovely, lovely idea. And plus it kept them in hand, if you like, you know, that they were playing their music for people. But it was a nice idea. So,
well, there are a lot of musicians and artists also at theaters. They're out of work. They just they go to rehearsals sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But then they have no shows, and that's really difficult. Life.
It's difficult, mind you. Our government, I don't know what anybody else's government is doing, but they're paying a thing called PUP, PUP, and I think they get about €350 a week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's been paid by our government. But I suppose if you have a mortgage or anything else like that, it's easy, you know. But anyway, I just like to be quiet when I never stop talking, by the way, but when I'm listening to music, I love that. I would sit here quietly, and I like when there's nobody in the house but me. And I can do, and I turn it up, and you see, I've no neighbors. I live in the country, so I open the windows in the summertime and I play all this music, which is very bad.
Yeah, that's great. If you have no neighbors who just knock on your door and say, "Go to."
Oh yeah. Oh no. I'm talking about those. They're. I have neighbors, but they're quite a way away. So good.
Lovely.
Well, it's an interesting subject about generations and music, because some of my friends are suffering because of these 20-year-olds who live across the corridor and who play really loud music late into the morning, and the police come again, you know, and they just continue.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're talking about the pleasures of music, but it can be a dangerous weapon or a dangerous, something very unpleasant for people. Gee.
Yeah, also sitting on a metro or in the underground or with people with the headphones and when they're so noisy.
Oh
It
yeah,
can
yeah,
also annoy you.
Awful.
yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, or distract you from other things. So
You know, that is quite dangerous because the last time I was in Dublin, which is quite some time ago, I was driving my car and a girl stepped out right underneath my car. She had two big earphones on and obviously was playing very loud music. And she didn't even, thank goodness I had quick reactions. I was
Yeah.
able to, but I was about this much away from hitting her. And she just walked clean straight under my car. And that's very dangerous. And a lot of young people, they're
Yeah.
on bicycles with these things on
Yeah.
and they don't hear or see, you know, what's happening, which
and
is
on
very dangerous.
scooters, here in Brussels, there are so many e-scooters. We do not have that many. And they very often have their headphones. They're on their, well, I don't know. They have to ride their scooters on the streets. And then if you have a bicycle or if you walk somewhere, then the pavement and whoops, they don't hear anything and you don't hear them because they're electric and this is mute more or less. So I think that can become quite dangerous in some areas. So
That's the bad part of music. But
that's true. Yeah. Rita, you haven't said a word for the last minutes. What about where do you listen and have you got anything that distracts you or you hate about the music, too loud or?
Yes, I do listen at home, and these days where COVID, Corona was, you can't go anywhere, so only at home. But it's not many.
But music helps you to survive it.
I have not too much time for that.
For listening. Oh yes, the negative side of music. I only thought of it as a positive. It's true. Yeah, of course, the text can be terrible sometimes. Yeah, can be used in different ways, of course, music. Well, we still have 2 questions on the list. Can you name some famous musicians from your country? And the last one is, who is your favorite composer? So famous musicians from Austria, of course, there are all these classical composers of classical music, like Mozart, Strauss, there are so many. And at present we are fond of Austria. There are 3 musicians who are very popular and they perform together and sometimes it's individual musicians. So they are but they are not known abroad. So there's pop culture, Austrian pop culture. What about your countries? What about Michelle? There are a lot of French musicians.
In France, there are few music composer. I like very much only Ravel with the bolero, very well known.
Oui, Ravel, oui.
Yes. And the other composers, I don't like them. I prefer strangers composer as Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, and Mozart.
Oh yeah, Mozart, yeah.
They are not French composers.
They are completely different, yes.
What about Debussy, no? You don't like?
Debussy, yes, but I don't like very much.
Not much, okay.
Tchaikovsky, of course, is passionate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Russian passionate. Yes. Beethoven too.
That's a concert.
Different way.
One.
Yes. So, and the present musician who is famous in France, there are quite a lot, aren't they?
Yeah.
Aren't there? Yes. Diana, can you name some?
In France, yeah, some modern music with also, what's his name, Michelle? You know, the guy who plays electronic music and also has light shows? A contemporary guy?
No, I don't. I don't.
Anyway, but we haven't really talked about songs that much. We're talking about music, but
Yes, let's talk about songs. Yes.
I think there were some innovative people in this century, like Serge Gainsbourg, was very inventive and wrote for other people too. Well, I think about French music, there are so many people who the words are very important. The lyrics are very, very important, and they tell a story or whatever. And, sometimes I think about, okay, what kind of music or songs do I want to have played at, an important event in my life or death or whatever. And, so sometimes I think about making a list of the ones I really am moved by. But now I'm trying, I better take the memory module because I'm trying to think of this guy's name. I can remember who he was married to, Charlotte Rampling, but I can't remember his name. I better take this memory workshop. Yes. Thank you.
Or you just take your mobile phone and look it up on Google.
Yeah, I can look at
Charlotte Rampling. Yes, you're right. Songs, the lyrics are very important. I know that May prefers Rolling Stones to the Beatles, and I think one of the last Rolling Stone songs about these lockouts also had a very good text. But also Paul McCartney was a gifted poet when he was young, and he was also responsible for some of these good texts that the Beatles had in their songs. But of course, it's always a question of taste. So, of course, lyrics. And you're completely right. The songs are very important. The text. Very often people just listen to music and think about the text.
Yeah, it's Jean-Michel Jarre, Jarre.
Think about him. Yes, but I don't like Michel Jarre. I don't like.
You don't like?
A lot of people don't like, but I liked his light shows and what he did with music a little bit. Not great.
Shows have become a big part of the business. Like Madonna, she was original a dancer, and she wanted to become a musical star, and then they said to her, if you can't sing, you can forget your podium. And then she started to sing and take music
voice lessons or whatever.
Voice lessons. And of course she also, like Lady Gaga, they have the ability to change their image a lot and maybe cause interest, and this has changed completely. There's not always the quality behind, but very often the show.
Yeah.
And this has changed, and young people have different demands than others, or maybe all the same. I don't know. It has changed.
Look at Celine Dion.
Wow.
Sang quietly, and now,
But she also won the contest once.
Did she won the Eurovision years ago?
Yeah.
I think it was for Monaco, was it? Isn't she Canadian?
She's Canadian.
Canadian, yeah.
Yeah. So
but I don't know who she sang for.
Yeah. And then she married that older guy, and he guided her through all her, she's a permanent show in Las Vegas, hasn't she?
She did have. I don't know if she still has. That's a good question.
Yeah.
She was there so long, really. Yeah.
Well, I don't know I only realized that she has lost a lot of weight, and
she doesn't look good, actually.
No.
As you get older, don't lose too much weight.
Yes.
It shows up all the wrinkles. I don't have that problem. I have the wrinkles, but not the weight. I also have the weight.
I wouldn't like a face of a certain age and then without any wrinkles looks ridiculous. I think it shows life, and it's just part of our life that we have wrinkles, but that doesn't mean that our faces are not interesting and attractive anymore. So
There we go.
yeah. So I think it's ridiculous if you look at American series on TV, like, I don't know, Housewives or whatever they are called, and they are all, you see, they all look the same, more or less. They all have these big lips because you use this kind of poison. And, they all look the same in a way. And this is
They do, yeah.
boring. So no character anymore. So songs, what about the songs themselves? Rita, you don't say a lot, but do you listen to the lyrics or read the
Yes, I
lyrics
do.
beforehand?
But mostly there are Lithuanian ones, so it's very hard then to explain how. And I like our contemporary music too.
Okay.
I can say names, but it doesn't say probably nothing to you.
Yeah, of course. We probably wouldn't know. We only know that Trump's wife was Slovenian. Well, I know, maybe others you too. This made, we had European partners from Slovenia, and they were very, very good at languages, very ambitious. Therefore, I think Europe is
That's not Slovenia, Lithuania. I'm from Lithuania.
You are from Ukraine?
Lithuania, Litauen.
Ah, I see. Well, I thought you were from Slovenia. Sorry.
No, Lithuania, right.
Lithuania.
Yeah, it's very hard. Probably I pronounced very, very silently.
No, it was a volume when you said that at the beginning. I have very good volume on my computer, so I heard it, but it was very hard to hear. Now we can hear better. Thank you for moving closer. Yeah.
Well, I was in Riga one summer, and there were so many street musicians, but it is something like 7 years ago that I was there, and I was impressed because there was music in every corner.
That's probably street music. In Vilnius, there are
similar, isn't it?
There are street music days everywhere. Vilnius, Kaunas, mostly in Vilnius, in the capital of
the capital.
Yeah. So probably in Riga too.
I experienced
very, very, very interesting for young people. They are coming and big.
And all the cheap hotels also.
Just a different question it is about music. It's about the 21st of, let's see, it's the equinox, the summer equinox. We have a night of music every year. It started in France under Jacques Lang many years ago. And I think it spread to different European countries or cities. Do you have a night of music where people, amateur musicians can play in the street, or professional ones are organized in different concert halls or squares and things like that?
Not that I know.
It's La Nuit de la Musique. It's the summer solstice, 21st of June, I think.
Yeah.
No, not
that.
that
You don't have that?
No, I don't think so. We have.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Then I thought I see a lot of things around that time in different countries, but not in your countries. Okay, or your own festival. Like that.
We've got festivals, and they're very popular, mainly for young people. And there's music all night through almost. They're usually 3 days. And then a lot of people, there are also older people who come, but there's a mixture of rock music, of popular music, of all kinds of music. And this is played 3 days, and then they come with their tents and with their motorhomes or just sleeping.
Oh, okay.
And I was there once, and what shocked me afterwards was that they just left their tents and all the rubbish there, because you can buy cheap tents, or even old cars. They came in old cars and just left the cars and just disappeared. So
Oh my God, really? Wow.
yeah, afterwards. But they're very popular.
I'll bring you back in a few
Young
minutes.
people missed it. But I don't know about this kind of night. I only know that we've got nights where museums are open and churches are open, where you can go all night through. And
How you have that all night kind of special celebration or festival or something? Yeah.
so also,
Okay.
for example, when ateliers are open
Oh, okay.
day and night, special weekends.
Oh,
Where you
okay.
can go and see and watch, and there's no limit, maybe 2 o'clock at night. Even they're very often open all night through. So
Yeah.
this is something I also enjoy a lot, because, for example, in Vienna, when there is this museum night, you buy a ticket in the morning and you can go all night through to different museums with one
Wow.
ticket. You could, I don't know what's going to be, whether they are started it. But
Yeah, it's usually in the summer, the
This
museum
is-
night in May, I think, because
it's usually
Yeah, it used to be the same time as the film festival in Cannes,
nice.
but everything has changed now, so we don't know the next
Maybe
one.
we'll get back to normal. I don't know.
Yeah,
But this is, of course, great. Yeah. And you meet so many people at night, 2 o'clock at night in Vienna, in museums or in the streets, which you never, or all these people who you never see.
yeah.
Yeah, that's, of course, great. Yeah. Who is your most loved film songwriter? I love Morricone, for example, a lot. Who died just a I think a year ago. Yeah, Enrico Morricone, you know him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think music is so important in films. Wouldn't make sense without.
I agree. I like the Italian song, or well, I guess we would call them songs or music composers for films like you. Really goes so well with the action and everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's true. May, what about you said you don't like Irish music, something like Molly Malone. Is this?
Oh God, that's so awful. But you know, we call it diddly-eye-die music because here in Ireland, you know, and I mean, you know, people come in and they're playing violins or whatever. Oh my God, it's so bad. But if you like it, it's great. We have great traditional musicians. James Galway, I don't know whether you've heard of him. He's excellent.
Sure.
Now, I would listen to him all day. He's great. But there's some other people, and Irish dancing, you see, and all these children, and they're wearing wigs and they're jumping around the place. They wear wigs. It's absolutely awful. But you know, I just don't like Irish music. And when I was actually the national president of the older people for 5 years, and I'd go to these functions and out they'd roll these Irish music, and I'd say, "Oh, please let me out of here. I hate this." But that's just me. Most people love Irish music. I just don't.
Sure. Yeah.
It's very popular. We've got Irish pubs. Unfortunately, they're closed. But St. Patrick's Day, they are drunk 3 days. And then they come with wigs, also Austrians, and try to imitate Irish.
But anyway, we have some great musicians here and some great Irish singers and things like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, we call it camolias. You know, if they're singing this, you know, sort of squeaky stuff, it's terrible. But some people love that kind of thing. I personally hate it. And my husband does too, which is great. So we can both run away if it starts. But, you know, we have great guys here and singers. We have Imelda May. Have you heard of her?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very good.
Yeah.
Now, she's a great singer. But, you know, different things. It's different strokes for different folks, and I just don't like it. But there you go. And I'd be a very bad critic because I tear them apart. By the way, I met the Beatles once
Oh,
back in the 60s. I worked in London in a company called Technicolor that would they would color the movies.
movies, yeah.
And yeah, they came to see their film A Hard Day's Night, which was being shown in the cinema, and they were served tea and buns. And the only memory I have of the Beatles is they threw all the buns up the walls in the theater. I thought they were dreadful, but they were very young. It was back in the early 60s that I saw them.
What did they do? They threw all the bombs?
They threw all the buns that they were given to eat up the walls.
Oh.
And they were firing them at one another. You know, they were very immature, I suppose. And over the years, they sort of straightened themselves out. But they were very pleasant. I mean, you know, they said, "How do you do?" You know, I mean, I worked for the in the office there, and we were all asked into the theater to meet them on that day, and they were, you know, they were only young guys who,
yeah, of course,
you know, but it was just interesting, and to see them all. And then now there's how many of them left? Just 2 of them, I think, isn't there?
There are only 2 left, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when my daughter was very young, it's very funny. She lived in a complete fantasy world, and she was married to Ringo, according to herself.
Oh.
And every day she had this whole, and Ringo went to work, and she's a very intelligent girl now, but oh my God, her imagination was hilarious. She was married to this guy, and they had a child, and you know, he earned lots of money, she said. So probably very important. I think she was only about 4. She was in, and she still loves the Beatles, and she's 59 now. So there you go.
I think really young people don't know them. Actually.
No.
Different world, yes. And also wouldn't, like ABBA always wanted to have a or the fans wanted them to see them on the stage once again, but they never did reunite before.
No.
Maybe that's a good thing, because some older bands that return look a bit ridiculous. But the Rolling Stones never gave up, never stopped performing.
No.
Yeah.
And he is so wrinkled, it's awful. You know what I mean? He just he looks dreadful. And we have Bob Geldof here, you know, he's Irish as well.
Yeah, he's Irish.
Right.
Yeah, you know, so.
But Bob Geldof was mainly an organizer. Is he also music?
He was a complete rebel when he was younger. I mean, he rebelled against the religious here and, you know, all that sort of thing. That's why I think he had to go and live in England, because he said such dreadful things but you know, the awful thing is he was right. What he was saying was actually right, but at the time it was not the thing to do. So, you know, now he's been proved very right. So there you go. Our politics are very strange. But
there were a lot of very good Irish bands, or still are, like U2 and the Cranberries. And
oh yeah. Horslips. Have you ever heard of Horslips? All those
Horslips? No.
Horslips. Yeah,
okay.
They were very good.
Okay.
And yeah, and then there's Anya, or Anya, we call her Anya. Yeah, she composes music, and she lives she's a recluse. She lives in a fantastic house in the middle of, you know what I mean, in Dublin, and she doesn't see anyone, she doesn't give interviews, she's but she writes the most beautiful music. So, yeah.
First flight.
We have our people. Yeah.
I have a lot of very good musicians. I remember my first flight to the US a long time ago. She was very, very popular at that time. It was the start of her career. And I was listening to her music all the way to the US. I also like very much Louis Armstrong, of course. He's
Oh, yeah.
such a wonderful composer and singer, and he already one of his songs when he spoke about racism. I don't know why I'm so black and blue, and even the mice are running away from me because I'm so black. The text always very, very well, good, excellent. But,
And a very good musician, actually, but not Irish, is John Williams. Williams, is it?
John Williams, the composer for
He's a composer for
Yeah.
movies. All his
movies, yeah.
his music,
Star
is
Wars,
absolutely
etc. Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great. I was going to mention him as a
Oh,
composer.
sorry,
too.
Jaya.
No, not sorry at all. We just don't have enough time to talk about everything
Okay.
today, but we're doing a pretty good job.
yes. We're not running out of ideas. Michel, anything you would like to say about famous French musicians you already mentioned, and your favorite song you already mentioned, and you came to Austria to attend a concert. What else did you do when you were in Austria? Did you go to more music performances, like the Opera House? Because if you're in Vienna and you don't get a ticket for an opera, you can always go there to the evening, I don't know, opening hours, and ask for, of course, nobody wants to stand all the time during the performance, but there are always tickets available to stand in case you have nothing.
Oh, okay.
And they are usually really cheap, something like
Yeah.
euros, and when it's really sold out, then you can't get any tickets. So this is, and they never sell these standing tickets beforehand. Just when you're there, you just stand in line and ask for one of these tickets, and there are usually quite a lot left. So Opera House in Vienna is wonderful for the ones who love operas, because they're usually very traditional performances and not modernized as in other opera houses. When it is Rosenkavalier, it is Rosenkavalier, not with a chorus in the back like a baseball team or something like. You know. I saw it once in Graz Opera House. There had basketball players as a chorus on the stage. So this is modern direction.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes. So, Michel, did you do anything else in Vienna or in Austria when you came?
No, because I went to Vienna to work, because it was a congress for my work, and so I have time to go to visit Vienna, and I regret. And I want to go another time now with my husband, because he doesn't go to Vienna, but with the pandemic, it was not possible to travel.
Unfortunately.
To go next time.
But we can we travel now easily within the EU if we're vaccinated or have a test?
Yes, we are vaccinated together.
If you're vaccinated, I think they're working on that. It's not that easy yet.
Not yet, okay.
Germany and Austria, they still ask for a quarantine. England is very strict.
Yeah, right.
They have their quarantine hotels where they just put you to. And
yeah, same here.
In Ireland too, quarantine hotel.
Yeah,
okay.
it's 2,000, nearly 2,000 per week to stay in this hotel. And you have to you have to pre-book it and go all this sort of stuff. And my friend was in London the other week to see her daughter, and then coming back, they demanded that she have a COVID test, and it was £95. It wasn't free.
This is the PCR test. It would cost the same in Austria. It's big business because you can pay 90 to 200 euros. I experienced that because for Belgium, you need that too when you enter the country. But here we always get them free. Well, because my daughter works in the European Parliament, and they offer this to family members. But it's big business, of course.
Sure. Very big business, big pharma. Yeah.
Yeah,
also.
so
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I hope the travel restrictions will change soon if
Mm.
you have got something like this green certificate, as they call it in Austria, this green passport that you
Yeah.
Yes,
can
yeah,
get vaccinated
yes.
twice. I don't know when it's going to happen. I only have friends who wanted to fly to Iceland, and there it's as strict as all other European countries. Even if you've been vaccinated twice, you have to go into quarantine. And then that means you have to stay there for at least 4 weeks, that you can't stay at least for 7 days in quarantine. That it makes sense.
What? And
Yeah.
do you have to stay in these hotel rooms at the quarantine?
Yes, yeah,
That's
You have to stay in a room. You can't get out.
yeah.
yeah. And we have the army. The army escorts you from the airport to the hotel.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
guys from
really?
the army, yeah. And they're on duty at the hotel and you can't leave, you know.
Oh my, not the time
But
to travel yet. Huh?
some people have sued the state and they've won in the High Court,
Mhm.
you know, that they shouldn't be
In all the
doing this.
towns- In all the towns or except your town? In all
What?
on the towns? In what town you have to do the quarantine? Everywhere?
Yeah.
Every-
My son wants to come home from Chicago, and I said, don't do it. You don't get that many holidays. He would have to stay 2 weeks in the hotel, and then possibly when he goes back to the States, I don't know what their quarantine things are like. So he only gets 2 weeks holidays. So
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
crazy, you know.
Wait a bit, huh? For everybody who wants to travel. I guess that's what you're saying. And in Lithuania,
Yeah.
can we come visit you or not yet?
Yeah, sure.
But is there also very strict restrictions with quarantine and entry restrictions?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But it's probably till June, July,
July,
probably.
maybe. Yeah.
Or June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June, July.
They don't know, but there are restrictions. Not so very bad, like in Germany, but
And do you have a lot of vaccinations already? Is it,
yeah.
yeah. So
And
that's,
we have this
Mhm.
passport too.
Ah,
It started to be since today, I think, or tomorrow.
Mhm.
Works already, so you can go everywhere, to the concert, to
do
the
you
restaurant. Yeah.
do you have this passport?
No, me not.
Okay. I was
But
going
some
to ask
people
you to
have.
show it to us, but we don't have any yet in France. No, not yet. Maybe soon.
In June,
Mhm.
in June.
Yeah.
And from 1,000 people only. If you attend a concert of 1,000 people, you have to show the pass.
Okay. And
Only
what about sports? What about watching a soccer match? Yes.
Yeah,
match
because,
or a match is the same.
Same, right? Okay.
because this European Championship is not taking place in different European or various European
Right.
cities. I wonder how they're going to handle that.
But did you see Lille won the French championship?
No, did they?
And afterwards, I don't know, thousands of people without masks, some with masks,
Yeah.
in the town square celebrating. I couldn't believe it. I go, what? You know?
Well,
And in America, the golf was on at the weekend that Phil Mickelson won, and all the spectators, none of them had masks on. Absolutely none of them. I can't understand that, because I play golf, as you know, and my clubhouse, which is only 2 minutes up the road, is not open.
mhm.
You can go into the toilet, but that's all. But there's no bar, there's no food, there's nothing. So, I mean, and you can only play with 2 other people,
Oh,
and yeah, you can't play with any. And I have a golf buggy, so I'm in this on my own, and I'm not allowed to have anybody else in it with me. Well,
oh,
except my husband, but
yeah.
nobody from another family or anything. So you know, it's very antisocial actually, but
Yeah.
what can you
Also,
do?
you need a time slot for playing golf now.
Oh
Because
yeah,
a friend
yeah.
of mine is a golfer, and she said, "Well, I always have to wait until I get the slot." Yeah, and
yeah,
which here the swimming pools in Belgium, the swimming pools are open, but you need a
Ah.
time slot. And the shops used to, you needed a time slot, but they canceled that, I think, a few days
Whoa.
ago. So this is also tiring, because if you have to pre-book the shop for
Yeah.
10 minutes on the computer, this is something that, well, doesn't let you go shopping, because you think, no, I don't want that. It's too.
yeah. Our shops are all open. I went the day they opened, I went.
Uh-huh.
And I thought we wouldn't be able to park the car or anything. There'd be so many people, but there wasn't. There was very few people. And the only place there was a queue was for Pennies, which is Primark.
Uh-huh.
And I don't if you have Primark. And I said, oh, I couldn't be bothered going in there. So I have a very nice shoe shop that's near where I go shopping. And I'm very bad because I buy shoes all the time. And she had a big sale on, and I came out with 2 pairs of shoes and a boot. And I just got in my car and went home. You can't even have a cup of tea or coffee because you have to bring it outside the shopping mall. And I said, no. And it was raining. So I said, no, I'm just going home. So I think a lot of people were doing that too. So the restaurants were supposed to open and the pubs, but they're not, I don't think, now till the end of June, beginning of July. I'm not sure.
But
So,
outside.
and I have to go on holidays in Ireland, and it'll be raining. Wait till you see.
Yeah.
I have to go to Kerry with my daughter. We're going to Kenmare. And
so you don't.
I'd rather
need rubber boots and no shoes.
I'm not allowed to buy any more shoes. I have 104 pairs of shoes. I'm so
really?
bad.
Wow.
I have to give them away. I have to. I love shoes.
Yeah.
So,
are you a Pisces?
No, I'm Sagittarian.
Okay.
Why do Pisces buy shoes?
No, it's their feet are very sensitive parts of the anatomy for Pisces.
Oh, okay.
That's all. I don't know if shoe addiction is part of that or not.
Oh yeah, Imelda Marcus. I think I've inherited her genes, but anyway.
Well, a shoe can change the outfit a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very bad. I really am. I have a shoe room in my house, which is.
You've got a shoe room, but others have a dressing room.
I guess so. Yeah. Why not? Everybody has what they like.
Are the shops open in Paris?
Yeah, they're open, but the commercial people are not very happy because not many customers have been going into the shops, and of course, there's a limit on the number of customers at any one time or people. Yeah.
Well, which also keeps you off. Which is a shame, and all this online shopping is also crazy because
I don't like that.
Speak about pollution, but this is also a lot of pollution. All these vans coming in and out. And what about Vilnius? Are the shops open there?
Yeah.
Yes,
they are.
Is it busy in the streets?
No.
Not really.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, they could open only on Monday till Friday, not Saturday and Sunday. Now, yes, for not to be too many people. Now they are open absolutely free already.
And have open? And the hotels open already?
Hotels too, yeah.
Okay.
But nobody comes.
Yeah, because the planes are reduced. There used to be 2 planes from Vienna to Brussels every day. Now there is only a plane every second day. So then, of course, tourists can come. Maybe they change it again. There used to be 6 planes at least from Vienna in other times.
And was your plane fairly full when you came?
Last time it was almost full. This time we came by car, but last time we flew, this is a few weeks ago, it was almost full. To and back.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's.
Oh, yeah, I guess cars are better. The less,
Well, cars are better concerning controls because you also need the same papers, but
Right.
there is not as much control as there is at the airport
right.
because there's only one way to go through, and there are so many roads and streets you can bypass or just go through to a country.
About how many hours did it take you to drive from Vienna to?
It's 8 hours. It's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
When the traffic is all right. In Germany, there are so many building sites at the moment. The whole
I know.
motorway is a
Every
building
time I go too, there's roadworks everywhere
roadworks.
with
Wow.
detours and we get lost and everything. Yeah, yeah.
But if it is a Sunday and there is not a Sunday evening, but just during the Sunday, there's hardly any traffic,
Okay.
especially when it's raining. People, so it's easier at the moment.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. Does this course now or this conversation group now finish at 12?
Yes.
So
Finishes now.
Yeah, I think it's already the time to finish.
It is.
Shall we, I don't know whether we are having another one before summer holidays, but shall we think of a topic, Diana, for the next time if we meet or?
Sure. I was thinking about maybe something about films, maybe.
Yes, films. Are
Oh,
great.
yeah, very good. Yeah.
Okay. I don't, we'll define it later exactly what to do about that. But I had a question about TV channels in Europe. There's no European TV channel. The only thing I could suggest, and we can talk about this, is Arte between France and Germany. But you get Arte?
Yeah, I love Arte. They've got a
too.
lot of mediathek. There are a lot of films that are stored, but I think ZDF, ARD, they all have their stored films, or you can look up films for a week after they have been shown on Austrian TV, for example.
Oh, okay.
But streaming films is difficult, that's true, because for example, I wanted to watch an old film, The Heart of Darkness. It's a
Oh, yeah. James Conrad, yeah.
Yeah, because he also described Congo, and Congo was Belgium as a colony. And there is a wonderful African museum here in Brussels. And I wanted to see the film. I read the book years ago, but it's difficult to stream it because either there is Prime, Amazon Prime, or somebody else, but not everybody is offering it. So you always have to pay. It's free.
Well, that's why I was trying to find a common, well, a shared European TV station that people could watch free, you know, and then there's replays sometimes of those. So let's just think about that, how we could do something with film and maybe we can get a link that we can share.
Yeah.
That nobody has to pay and nobody has to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe we
That would be
about
good.
in general, or we watch like the literature or book club that we watch a film and then come together.
Maybe that's what. Let's leave it open for cogitation now because we do have a book club already.
Yeah.
And the next one is Kafka, right?
Yeah.
The Metamorphosis.
Mm-hmm.
And so, well, I don't know. Maybe other people have other subject or topics besides film they would like to talk about. I don't know.
Is there anything that comes up?
Yeah.
No. Well, I think film is a good idea.
I like film. Yeah.
Me too. Me too. So, okay, we'll have to think about that and how we can maybe watch the same one. Okay.
Yeah. And in addition to that, also, yeah.
And to have subtitles in ideally in the native language of the different people. So we can all be on this.
The way young people learn the languages by just watching original films.
I know, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, they know the vocabulary that is up to date. Yeah, because of the
So anyway, that would be probably in September, already. Yeah.
Probably, yes. It's already May. Yeah.
Yeah, because
so it's what Monique proposes, or what.
Yeah, we'll ask her what she has to propose. Okay.
Yeah. So I will come and join the book club because I'm interested in this discussion.
Good. We'll see you at the book club then. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So thank
Okay.
you all
Okay.
for being here.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Very
everybody. Very
enjoyable.
interesting. Yeah. Very nice.
It was, yes.
Yes.
Very
And nice to
good.
meet you, Rita.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to quit because you
Yeah.
know, if you organize a Zoom meeting, you have to make sure you shut it down. Otherwise, people
yeah.
can get in. Okay, so I'm going to shut it down if that's okay for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Bye-bye.
fine.
Have a nice
Thank you.
time
Bye.
Bye.
this
Bye.
weekend. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.